Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of In a Swank Way. Today we have Manish and Dipankana with us. How are you feeling, guys?
Very energetic, very ecstatic.
Yeah, don't lie.
Yeah, I really like the warm up.
Guys,
Thank you,
it's
thank you, thank you.
9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, please. She's clearly lying. Anyway,
Okay, before we start, I want all of us, our viewers also, to know more about you. So please tell us.
So, hi guys, my name is Dipankana Das, and I'm a girl from Kolkata in Bombay, and I'm an actor.
hi guys, this is Manish and I'm from Rajasthan, Sri Ganganagar. I've been dancing, acting, modeling, and right now I'm in Mumbai.
Yeah, I think both of them are versatile. She has not mentioned about other fields. I know, I've been following you.
I'm just keeping that for other questions.
Okay. To sum up in one word, is like versatile, the profiles, whatever you are carrying. And I know the passion is about acting, dancing, fashion, right? It is all together. So, how it started? It started in your childhood, or maybe a college, or now what it is?
So I think for me, the dancing has always been there from my childhood. Like I always wanted to dance. Like it was not something that I actually learned or I got from somewhere. Like when I even like my first performance was when I was 6 that I happened to dance on Aja Nachle. And my mom dressed me up fully. I danced in a school. So that time also I didn't went to any, choreographer or anywhere to actually learn it. It was almost like it was in me. That you just feel that you want to dance, you want to this and that. It's just like you're born with this. It was like that. So that was my first performance. From that time to actually keep on dancing and more on the side of, you know, that became my passion to. It was more, I think I could just define it as a breath. Like it was my breath, like the dancing was that. And then from that to actually going into the authenticity of the dance styles, going into wacking, got to know about the style. From there to get into the fashion industry also, because that just attracted me a lot to express myself, identify myself, and also like walk with that confidence when you wear those clothes and you feel like this is who I am. And it all like that kind of also built me a lot of different characters. Like that gave me a lot of different characters. Like every single costume outfit gave me a different vibe character, which also led to somewhere acting.
Right. And I think all the three forms, like fashion, modeling, and acting, it needs a lot of expression.
Yeah, true that. Like everything is a way of expression. Like if you say dancing, if you say acting. From dancing, I think it was more about me being myself. From there, I got a lot of confidence to actually talk about myself through my movement, through my body, through my expression.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What about you? I know that you are also a Kathak dancer, right?
Yes, I'm a Kathak and Bharatnatyam dancer. So for me, I think it started when I was 2 years old because my sister was also a dancer and I used to see her and watch her dance on stage, right? And it gave me that, how butterflies we get right now. So that's like a childhood butterfly for me. And my mom dressed me up in one chunni. There was this chunni because I was so tiny, right? I can't wear a sari. So there was this chunni she wrapped around me, and then I had to go on stage. The lights were off, then I started crying. Yeah, so that's when my mom understood that, we have to put her into dancing. Then that's how my Kathak and Bharatnatyam journey started. Well, later on in my life, I became very close with my grandfather, who was a social leader and he was really good at social speaking. So I learned chess from him. So while I was learning chess, I was also soaking in his power of public speaking, right? And what all he has done for the society. And that really, gave the zeal in me to also do that later in my life, probably. That's how I landed into pageantry actually. Because pageantry is just not about one person. It's about representing a community. It's also about representing the kind of person you are, from the state you come from, or maybe if you have any hardship in life, probably just like I have vitiligo. So I really wanted to speak about it. It's an autoimmune disorder. So I took that as my project and I went forward with it. And that's where I found myself to be the most connected to myself and taking the legacy of my family as well. I also want to add my grandfather was the first person to be acting in any Tollywood film in Bengal. So that was the first film in Bengal, and we used to call it Jol Chobi. So Jol Chobi is the first film in Bengal, and he, played the character of Mahaprabhu. So I think I've gotten that gene from him as well. So yes, then I landed into Bombay after the pageantry thing, and yes, acting.
Mine was like very different. I think nobody from my family was into art at all. Like not even a single person I can say that, okay, even if I find and search go down, there is no one. I think I was only the one who started doing it. But yeah, I'm glad.
But of course, like the way you mentioned about wacking, right? It is one of the difficult dance forms, and I think it requires a lot of attitude, passion, and many people don't go for it. So, what motivated you to choose this one?
So if I talk about the style, I think the very first thing about the style is the behavior. Like if I talk about the dancer, it gives you a lot of freedom to express yourself the way you want to do it. There's no boundary in it. There's no foundation in it that you have to be doing this, that, and this. Like in many dance styles, there are a lot of rules. Here, you need to learn the dance style, you need to know the foundations, you need to know the basics, but after a point, you have the liberty to actually flow with it, like be free with it, because the style is your speaker, the style is your speech. It gives you the voice to actually speak to the people, it gives you the voice to actually stand there and tell people that who you are. That's what the important part of the dance style is. And for me, I think what people understand about the dance style is that it's very, for them, I think it's like people think that it's feminine, it's for female, it's for that and this. It has come from gay clubs from Los Angeles 1970s, but it does not or ever said that it is only for this person or that person. It has always give the person a flexibility to mold the dance style in whatever they want to do it. So I think for me, the best part was that it allowed me to speak, it gave me the voice, it gave me the confidence, and which I think, I don't know, like if anything any other dancer could have given me. Like I was into contemporary, I was into semi-classical, I also learned hip-hop, but somehow when I got to know about wacking, it wasn't those arms which attracted me. It was the aura of the dance style. It was the way people enter the room and they change the whole vibe. It was that.
And I have seen a lot of songs or maybe dance. A lot of different songs that you have fusioned and you introduce wacking into that.
Yeah. I mean, it's very important. Why? Because I understand that it comes from disco, and the disco is the authentic part of it, and which I also represent. But at the same time, for people to understand, for people to know and get attract, we kind of use Bollywood, we kind of use Indian songs for them to understand the dance style, also to be happening on these kind of songs. Because what happened in India, like India people, like we were not served disco. हम लोग को कभी डिस्को सुनाया नहीं गया था, और अब भी सुनाया गया था. दैट वाज 1970s and 80s and 90s के वो जो जिमी 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 आजा आजा आजा, those kind of songs.
Yeah.
But not like the actual disco songs, which was like 15-minute long, 20 minutes long cassettes. So for us, the only way to go through the dance style and for people to
Actually
enjoy
connect.
and connect was Bollywood, was Indian songs, because that's the language they understand. So for them to convey, for us to convey it with them, it's the easy way, I think.
And you mentioned about your Bharatnatyam and everything. How that helped you or shaped your career?
Well, I think, as he also said, that dance is a form of expression. And I think classical dances have taught me in a way to express, because we work on expressions a lot.
Yeah.
We do the mudras, right? We learn about every nook and corner of our body part, how the soul, mind, and body connects. That's classical dancing. And once you get into that, you are an actor in itself, right? You're expressing yourself. You know how your hands should work while you're speaking about a particular word or a particular line, how you should move your hand. So when you see dancers talking, you will see that there are different movements in their hand, right? Yeah, so that comes from that. And I think that has molded me as an actor from childhood itself, because it wasn't really a problem for me when I actually went to, acting workshops. When I went there and they were teaching those technicalities, I already knew them. So yes, it became an easier way out. but I would say since the foundation came from the very childhood, it really helped me to soak in the things, little by little, and become a better person.
Yeah, and from that, I think the most important was Navrasa.
Yeah.
Like Navrasa has given, like, it's a basic and very
Yeah.
important tool from the dance, and especially classical dance, which just teach you a lot about your face, about your body, and how you being
Like
present in
there
the
are like
emotion.
9 rasas.
Right, and then how you differentiate between them. Like often you get confused between anger and others.
And the transition from one to another, which triggers and which leads to what, all these
So in
things.
acting workshops also, they teach you this navarasa, and they teach you the transition, how to get from one expression to the other very beautifully and very softly, yet shouldn't look abrupt. So yeah, it's all connected, I feel.
Yeah, and you mentioned about your hardships that I'll come back, but I'm also excited to know about your fashion world, like your journey towards the fashion shows that you have done, or maybe you're getting into it. So how it is.
Again, like I would say one thing again, that fashion has been a form of expression only for me. Like since the childhood, I like to play with clothes. Like I was the one who used to look very different out of all the family members, because my mother was the one who wanted me to look very different, and like मैं
Yeah.
तुझे ऐसे कपड़े पहनाऊंगी, तुझे ऐसे पहनाऊंगी,
Yes.
तू ये कर, तू वो कर, हम लोग ये try करते हैं, हम लोग ये try करते हैं, all these things. But later on, when it actually happened when I shifted to Bombay, uh, I started going to battles. I started attending events. And the Instagram was the one thing which influenced me a lot. I learned a lot from Instagram. I would say Instagram has changed my life, not being on Instagram as a profile, as an handle, but to actually experience. Because if we go back to lockdown area, so I was not financially that strong since childhood. Like my family was not that supportive financially, because we were not that strong, so I could not really spend on teaching or anything or learning and all these things. So in lockdown, what used to happen in Instagram पे बहुत सारे teachers ना live sessions देते थे, online live sessions and all of that, and all those were free. So for me, that was a treasure. That I want to attend this person also, that person also live session, and like रात के 2 बज रहे 3 बज रहे और मैं पूरा दिन मैं बस वही कर रहा हूँ. And at that time the best part was that Jio has given us the free internet also.
Yeah.
So you can use the live how much ever you want. You don't have to also recharge and this and that. So it was the best time. Like it taught me a lot. And from that point to me taking the decision to shift to Bombay, and like that journey I'll talk about later. But first, the question is fashion. So Wacking, which I talked about the dance style. So wacking is like, if I see and go deep into it, I think it has a lot of if you see the battles, if you see people dancing, they just don't go in any clothes and they dance.
Yeah.
They are well dressed. There are themes which we go
Yeah.
with. Like if we talk about, like, some of the jams has floral themes, some of the jam has golden black, some of the jam has you are in your euphoria. So there are very different themes. So we actually work on those themes and we plan our outfit. So from there the interest has started, and from that point I think the चुल जो बोलते हैं ना, वो जो चुल होती है एक्सपेरिमेंट करने की, मेरे को इसके ऊपर ये पहनना है, इसको यहाँ से काट के ये करना है, वो करना है, दैट हैज स्टार्टेड कि मुझे मतलब आई वांट टू प्ले विद क्लोथ्स. दैट वाज द ओनली पॉइंट. लाइक शर्ट को मैं ऐसे नहीं, मैं ऐसे पहनूंगा, एंड देन उसके साथ मैं ये करूंगा, वो करूंगा, एंड इट ऑल एक्चुअली स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम not learning from anywhere. Again, like neither dance nor fashion nor acting. It was all me understanding that I want to experiment, I want to play with these things. So I just started working on my wardrobe. Like I used to thrift a lot. It was like every Wednesday I have to go to this place. I won't tell where, but yeah, I used to go to this place and then go and then buy clothes. And my like point is कि अब मैं इसका क्या बनाऊँ? So it was all about experimenting. And again, one more thing which fashion added was it just when you are well dressed, when you have your ornaments with you, it's almost like you have your weapon with you. And when you are entering a battle mode and you know that you're gonna kill it, you know that you're gonna win the whole world with your outfit, it's that confidence, it just gives you that vibe.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
feel good, you only feel good when you look good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And what about you?
So for me, fashion, I would say, is again comes from my mom, because she is also an artist. She was a painter, as I mentioned. So she used to draw designs of clothes, of my dolls in the start. And then that's how it came in her head that she shouldn't be wearing ready-made clothes, right? So she used to go and source fabrics and used to stitch by her own hand. And she never, till date, whenever I go to events, she is the one person sorting my outfits, putting this with that together, and sourcing outfits or sourcing clothes and making it into something beautiful. And that's something I have also learned from her, and that had inspired me to actually study fashion. So in college, I was studying fashion. Um, and that also made me understand how much connected I am with my mom and how much alike I am with my mom. And that's like a very beautiful feeling for me. When I was in my childhood, I used to think, "Arey, mummy aisa bol rahi hai, mummy waisa bol rahi hai." But now that I've grown up and I'm actually seeing, similarities between me and my mom, when certain part of my face looks like my mom, I feel so proud that I come from her that way. And again, as I was into pageantry, it was a whole journey of sorting outfits for every event of every day, because like 15 to 20 days or even 45 days we used to be in pageants, and that's a lot of outfits and you need to look good. You just can't wear this and that, kuch bhi pehen lo, aisa nahi hota. Even if you're going to the dinner, like in the hotel, just before sleeping you need to have a proper sleepwear that you're wearing, that should be satin or should be lacy, right? So it was a whole new task and it was a very nice journey. And I think as fashion is also a part of expression for me, I need to feel comfortable, of course. So being on stage, when you're walking on stage, standing there and speaking for the people you represent is very important. You need to be very mindful of what you're wearing. So I've learned a lot from fashion, which has helped me to discover my style, what I like, and um making tweaks here and there for events has been a very fun journey for me. Yeah, so fashion is that for me.
So I guess recently you're appearing in a lot of web series, right? Recent one is about the colleges,
Yeah.
college life. So how was your college life?
Okay. Okay.
Can I just laugh for 2 minutes? We should just laugh for 2 minutes. I think you will get the answer.
Yeah, we should sort of laugh on it. Yeah, well, I will just go about it. So, starting with it, I was a neat aspirant, which was, medical aspirant. I wanted to be a doctor as well. There was a time. Then I landed into engineering because I also had maths, right? So yes, I went into engineering, and a really bad incident happened with me in college. So then I switched to fashion. So I think college life wasn't that great for me in a way, which is why. Well, that incident is about there was an accident that happened. I wouldn't say it was an accident, since I faced a lot of bullying when I went to college. Since I was a certain way, I was into fashion, I was into acting, I was an artistic person, and people in engineering colleges are still getting into it a little bit slower in the way. So I don't know what all happened. So there was this group that had a vendetta against me for some reason, and they hit me on the road. Like, it was hit and run case, and they did it on purpose. Well, that led my jawline to be broken, and I had to go under a surgery where I had to reconstruct my jaw. So I have titanium plates inside of this side of my jaw, and I think that is a very life changing journey for me to rediscover myself, because that 3 months that I was on bed and I was feeding through nose tube, I just understood that life is just too short to be not doing what you want. Getting into engineering, being a doctor just to prove something out of the blue is not for you, because you might not have time. I could have died that day, right? Anything can happen to anyone. So it's, always good to go out of your way and do what says your heart, what your heart says. So that 3 months taught me a lot. And once I got up from that bed, I got into pageantry. The first thing that I did was going to a coaching center that focused on pageant training, and that's how I landed into Bombay.
You mentioned about vitiligo as well, right? So, how are you coping up with all this? Of course, it is mentally also. It is not. Uh,
True. When I was 9 years old, the first spot came around my eyes after the annual function of school. And initially we thought, maybe something. We actually didn't know anything about it. So the doctor, we went to at least 10 to 15 doctors, and they gave me different things. 10, 15 tablets I used to have every day. Nothing was working out. It was just increasing. So there was this one time I remember this doctor gave me this medicine, and I have to put it and just lay down in the window and soak in the sun. Okay, because vitamin D is very important apparently. Um, and I slept. I was a child, right? I slept, and when I woke up, the areas I had my spots on were burnt. Right. So that's when we were hit. We were stuck that this is not working out. We need to actually focus on it. And I think in this whole world, people don't really know much about autoimmune diseases. So it's a kind of disease where your own immune system is hurting you, right? So not a lot of people know about it, and they don't even know that arthritis is also one of the parts. Osteoporosis is one of the parts. So my mom, dad, they researched a lot. I landed into a doctor in Delhi, and I'm really grateful towards him because he gave me just 2 medicines, and everything was coming down. Of course, we cannot cure vitiligo, but we can keep that in check. So when I turned 18, I went through a skin grafting surgery where they have taken the skin from my thigh and grafted it on the places I had vitiligo. And after that, yes, I take medicines every day to keep that in check. I have lifestyle changes that I had to do, but yes, I'm happy because some people might also say it's very controversial at this point. Some people might also say, yeah, you have vitiligo, you should be proud of it because you can't really do anything about it. But I think it depends person to person if you are comfortable with it. If I would be comfortable with it, of course I would keep it, but I don't think I will be comfortable with it, right? So that's why I did the grafting surgery. Yeah, it's a personal choice. Yes. So it's a disease that I am dealing with. I am sure that people who do not have it wouldn't relate. But yes, we have to be very mindful to people, what we talk about them, what we say to them, because you never know what is going on in the back of their life or what's going on in the back of their head. Bullying is a very hard part that I've faced since childhood. Because since I had those spots on my body, I remember this one girl in my school. She called me some Australian cow or something because she somehow related कि हाँ ये दोनों एक जैसे दिखते हैं चलो. But these foundations should be taught from home. I feel my household was. I'm very happy that I belong from this household where I have not learned these things to do. And going forward with my life, I wouldn't teach my children to do that either. And it's high time that we all consider that.
and we talk a lot about gender racism and all this, but end of the day we still
We still keep judging people on that. But yeah, we have to be mindful. It's very high time. And yeah, that's
The thing
about
is,
it.
it all comes from that sensitive side. What happened is that when you have not went through it now, so you don't know the pain of it.
Yeah.
And when you don't know the pain of it, you don't know what the other person is feeling. For you, it's just a sentence you're saying, but for that person, he might laugh at that point, but he'll go back home and he'll be thinking about it the whole night.
Yeah.
His days vanished. So it's very important.
You have no idea, like it can affect a lot of their own self-esteem. I mean, people are suffering depression, they are living every single day.
It creates self-doubt in them. It creates, like, there is a double thought which comes whenever they feel if they want to wear something this or that, they feel like maybe it should not go because I might not look that sexy or I might not be looking that good. जितना हो लगेगा या वो लगेगी, because वो अपने आप thoughts आते हैं and it's not them, it's people who gave them.
I think comparison is a very wrong part that we take up every day in our life. that shouldn't be that way. I think it all comes again, in your childhood probably. You're sitting there, you're eating with the family, right? And one of your parents maybe or your grandmother is telling you, इतना राइस नहीं खाना चाहिए, राइस कम खा, या फिर इतना कम क्यों खा रही है, जल्दी खा. These things, these small things really build what it is. Now that we are in the diet culture, people are saying, you should eat slowly, you should eat less of rice, this of that, or you should, understand what are your hunger cues. And yeah, well, we were not taught about it when in the childhood, right?
And also, I think one more thing is that the good and better was always about comparison.
Yes.
Like if I talk about somebody parent telling that uske to 95 आए हैं,
हाँ.
तेरे 90 कैसे आए हैं? तो for her 90 is not good. 95 is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, what about someone who is like 35? For him, 90 is like a dream.
It's all about you being satisfied in what you got.
And also,
has
like,
never
for
been.
the entire life, he or she will be so much insecure about, she will be like, I'm not good enough. That will hit every nerve in her body about anything in her life.
And then that leads to ungratefulness.
Yeah.
You're not grateful for anything happening and any small thing happening in your life.
What about your life? Your college life?
It started and
It ended.
Ended also.
So I shifted to Bombay, and the very first thing my mother was like, college karna hai. तो मुझे भी करना था because I just completed my 12th and I shifted here and I was like, I will join some college, something related to theater, and like the course should be into acting or like theater field, media. But because of the fees and everything, I could not, and because of the involvement into it was also a lot, so I chose to go with BMM. And my first year went like, I'm going to college, I'm doing things, but in my first year, like, of course, I was not that much present in the college, but I realized one thing, that this is not what I am here for. Like, I can't just keep coming to college and my half of the day is just there, and then after that you just have 4 to 5 hours, and what you need to do is you have to also earn your living here. You have to also practice, you have to also train, you have to do wonders in your life, you want to do this, that, so many things you have to do. And what you're getting from the college is actually like, it's not something like that, I'm going to the college, I'm learning something and it's adding to my art or craft. It wasn't even that way, that I want to do it, there's an interest forward it. वो भी नहीं हो रहा था. So for me it was more like, then what is the sense
Priority
of it?
mattered.
What
at
is the
that
sense
point.
of it? At that point I think I should just,
I mean, learning is not only from colleges or schools.
Yeah,
that's
not
exactly
at
what you
all.
said.
College will never make you teach, make you learn.
I mean, there are a lot of people who have studied something and doing something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
mean-
They would not teach you the way of life, right?
Of course. I
They
mean,
would
there
teach you
are-
the foundation, but you have to figure out how do I earn from that.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, that was the first year, and then I was like, this is not working for me because I am not here for that. I don't want to do this. I want to do something else, something which I want to do, like dancing, acting, modeling, all these things. I want to invest my timing into it because it's all about how much you put into it. Exactly, you'll get out of it. So that was the whole rule of my life, that I chose to not go to the college. And the one incident was actually me leaving the college was I got selected for a musical called Civilization Nation, which happened in NMAC.
And I have seen that
Uh,
first show.
first show, the launch of NMAC. And my college was into media. There was a theater also a subject. So I was like, they will be supportive about it. So I showed them. I was like, I want to do this and I need a leave for like good 1 month. They're like, you can't do this. You are not allowed to do this. Did you ask us this and that? I was like, but why? I want to do it. Then my priority was to do the musical. I was like, this is the biggest opportunity in my life. I will get to perform so many shows, and I was not dancing, I was acted as Abhimanyu there in Mahabharat. So for me, it was a very different and challenging experience. So I wanted to experience that. I wanted to
Yeah.
do something else.
And that was like one of kind of like first time in India something has happened that big. Because when I saw that, I mean, it was really, yeah, I saw that. And more than 150, 200 people on one stage.
Yeah, did you see me coming on the horse? That was me.
But I didn't recommend at that time.
Incident, I'll tell you the incident of from one of the shows. So what happened is it was I think seventh or eighth show. Oh my god, that time. So in my sequence, so what happened is I enter on the horse. I'm standing, I'm sitting on it, and there is this whole katha kind of a thing going on. I'm there on the horse, and it is like for 40 to 50 seconds we are on the we are on in a pose, like the whole team in a pose, and then this music starts, and then we go to the next wing. So my point is, now I go to the next wing, I get down from one horse, I climb on another horse, okay, and I only have 12 counts sort of, okay. इसमें मुझे क्या करना है, मुझे आई थिंक वो जो है ना एरिया पहाड़ का, वहां से मुझे उतरना है, इतना लंबा हॉर्स है वो, वहां से उतरना है, दूसरे हॉर्स पे चढ़ना है. And what happened in it was the eighth show, I think. I went. The very first thing happened is मैं उतरा वहां से. There was nobody जो मुझे हेल्प करता था क्लाइंब करने में. मैं चिल्ला रहा हूँ, प्लीज हेल्प मी, मुझे घोड़े पे चढ़ना है, पर मेरी हेल्प करो, कौन है, कहाँ है भाई? बिकॉज आई वाज लाइक, देयर वाज दिस पर्सन हु वाज असाइन्ड फॉर इट, हु वाज नॉट देयर. आई वाज लाइक, कोई तो हेल्प करो. एंड देन देयर वाज दिस विंग के जो काउंटर्स होते हैं, दे वर देयर, एंड दे somebody, and he didn't know again, like he didn't know, उसको नहीं पता ना कि वो कैसे चढ़ाएगा मुझे. तो वो मुझे दे रहा है, मैं चढ़ रहा हूँ, मैं उतर रहा हूँ, मैं नीचे गिर रहा हूँ. And that time it was 8th count, okay. Now I was finally on the horse on the 10th count. I give the cue, and my cue was to tap on the horse like this with my leg. Somebody else gave the cue from behind that day. And now one major thing happened. After climbing on the horse, there was this sword which was 5 kg. I keep that sword on the chair, then I climb on, okay. मैं चढ़ा, वो sword गायब. किसी ने उठा लिया. Somebody picked it up, and I was like, I'm screaming, where is my sword? मेरी तलवार किधर है? And the second point was, मेरी तलवार किधर है? And then wing enter and I enter. This happened with me, and that day, there was no sword with me. I did the entire show without the sword, like I'm freestyling on it. Now my co-actors, what they did, now the other people come, and they come with their weapons to fight with me. I'm Abhimanyu, like they fight with me, and में मैं मर जाता हूँ, मुझे उठा के लेके जाते हैं. चक्रव्यूह वाला पूरा form था. Oh my god. They came with their weapons, and they are fighting with me with their weapons, and they're actually putting energy. They are doing this, and I'm like, no, and they're throwing it away. It's like,
ये तो crazy हो गया.
ये नहीं चाहिए था मुझे.
I think people might have enjoyed what is happening on this.
No, but the best part was that the show happened, and then I went to the wings. I went to the backstage area, and everyone was clapping for me, and I was like, we didn't get to know that it was a freestyle. हमें पता भी नहीं चला that you ever had a sword. Why? Because it didn't feel like that. Everything happened very naturally.
Yeah.
So yeah, मतलब the overall experience was very amazing, because I think for me the very first thing was to perform in front of such amazing audience. Every day was a houseful show. Every day was every day we used to get standing ovation, which used to feel like, okay, it's worth it. The whole mehnat for like 4 months fighting with that 5 kg sword and then dying in the end was a hell lot of an experience. Yeah,
I hope he gets a
amazing
mythological
sets.
show next.
I'm the Krishna. I can be a Krishna for you. This is the camera. Krishna here. Anyways, what else I was saying? Yeah. So, I mean, the beautiful moment of that time was like in one of the show. Yeah, it was a celeb show. So all the celebs were there. They came there, and I was in the backstage area. And so celebs used to come behind, and they used to appreciate us. And that time Aishwarya Rai came. She came with her daughter, and there was a huge crowd around her. And so I have this thing that I don't like to take picture with celebs. Like I just don't feel like, that I want मुझे इसके साथ picture वैसा नहीं feel होता है. Like I have this thing that I only want to take picture if that person is only also knows me. That there's a mutual feeling of
Yeah,
taking a
true,
clip.
true.
So that's the feeling. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
So everyone is taking the picture and everyone is in the crowd. I'm just standing here, and then she's here. I am there. You were Abhimanyu, right? I was like,
Wow.
yes, I was. Thank you. I was like this. Wow, what a moment that time. I was like, wow, truly amazing.
Now some quick questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you together?
Okay.
We are not dating.
I mean, we can, but we are not.
Yeah. No. So we are really good friends. I met him on set of one of our projects, and
Actually,
we
we met in the
connected.
costume trials first.
We met in
And
the
I'll
costume.
tell you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let him explain that. It's very funny.
I'm sitting and there's this new girl come and she's just walking, going for the change. It's like, who is this? It's like, ये 30 साल की लड़की यहाँ क्या कर रही है?
He somehow thought that I'm very old.
I was like, because she was looking and she was wearing heels and I don't know. I think the time she was also wearing the kind of clothes she was wearing, the bag.
Nothing. I was just very intimidating. Okay.
Not at all. Anyway,
Yeah, इसलिए तो.
This and then the second thing was we met in the rehearsals and she says something. I was like, ये 30 की तो नहीं है. जरूर 21-22 की है. इसकी बातें सुन के लग नहीं रहे 30 की है. And then she actually said something. I was like, हाँ मैंने सही पकड़ा था 22 की हो तुम.
Yeah, and then we actually bonded in our test shot. No, test shoot था.
Test shoot, but after that when I came at your
We
place
went.
to shoot.
Right. So after the test shoot, we went out for dinner. Okay, it was very impromptu. We all were coming out, and he and I were almost together, only coming out, and he was like, "कि dinner के लिए चलना है क्या?" So I was like, हाँ चलते हैं. And then we went, and then our gossip session just started right, and we were like, okay, I want this man.
I want this man
in my life to be my friend.
Yeah.
So that's how it started, and till now I think this is the only, he is my best friend in Bombay, that he is.
We are there for each other like that.
Yeah.
Your dream role?
I don't like how to talk about it, but I've never put myself into any box in sort of like, of course we all dream about something. I must have dreamed about this also, that I have ever had a podcast with somebody, I'm talking about my life. But it's not like I am dreaming about something and it's that this is what I want. Because right now what is happening in my life is that I've never thought that I would be acting. I never thought I would be doing this, but this is happening. And why? Because I have not put myself into any box of dancing, acting, modeling, or anything sort of that I want to do this, which leads me to take risk and go to experience different things, different fields, which kind of make me understand, okay, I can do this also. And just makes me realize that, okay, I have the capacity to do this also, that also. So I think dreaming of anything is not in my life, like the funda nahi hai wo aisa nahi hai.
Then every role that comes is a dream role.
Yeah, I think that's true. But
and I think we as an actor, we shouldn't, typecast ourselves only. Let's leave that to the casting directors and the directors. Let's not do that.
I have never even thought that I would be acting.
Yeah.
That was my, very.
I never dreamed that I would podcast.
Yeah.
So like बहुत indecisive था that I went for the audition. I did the audition. We shortlisted, and after that we did another audition again. I got selected. We did the mock shoot, and everything happened. But now if I talk about my dream role, I think again I said I don't know. I mean I don't want to put myself into any box. I just want to be a a transparent, a blank paper for the director to put colors on canvas. To put colors on me, and I'll be that. I'm gonna try my best to be.
Yeah, but personally, if you ask me, I have a very positive face. So what happens is mostly I get roles where I'm an innocent person, this, that. But just for my own sake, I would really love to try a role where I am the villain.
So the next one is about your role models, fashion, dance, and acting.
Cool.
You go first.
Okay. So I think my role model would be, first of all, out of all of the actors right now, I think Priyanka Chopra really has, built my confidence in a way, because her whole journey, she also was into pageantry, right? She was Miss World and everything. So she was the one person who has also pushed me into pageantry, because I saw that where she came from and then how she did the things. And her speech, her podcasts, her interviews has inspired me so much that I today, if I am here, I think a major part of it has been inspired by her. She is my role model when it comes to modeling or even acting. And the way she perceives life is very commendable. I think she's the strongest boss lady. Like, she's the boss lady, but in a feminine way. It's not like, हाँ मैं तो ये कर दूंगी वो कर दूंगी. She has a point. She knows what she's saying. She has a particular, agenda towards some line. If she's saying, she has an explanation, and that's how life should be. Yeah, she has inspired me.
You?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any role model, but there are so many people whom I get inspired by. If you talk about dance, if you talk about fashion, modeling, and acting, there are so many people. Like, if I there are some of my colleagues which I've worked with. So yeah, there are many people. So there'll be a lot of names to it. Yeah.
Okay, and the last one is any advice or any thoughts, positivity for your fellow, actors, dancers.
Aspiring people. Well, we still are aspiring people, we both.
Yeah.
But yes, for the people who are thinking of this as a dream, just know that it's not a dream. It's the reality, because there's parallel in universes working together for you to, come into the vision and make it happen. So, not giving up is the first part. And again, as I said, life is too short to not try things out. Try things out, see what works for you, because this is the only life you've got. You don't know if you have another life, and even if you have it, you won't remember what you did now, right? So yeah, just keep going. And yeah, that's about it. That's how you get into something.
Yeah, I mean, for me also, like, same thing. One thing would be very helpful for you to keep taking risks, because that's what has helped me. I think has helped all
Yeah.
of us. Yeah, try to make your uncomfort comfort, because that's what will
Yes.
make you achieve goals in your life. That's what will make you reach to the people, reach to your goals where you want to be and where you want to see yourself. And more than that, believe in yourself, because belief is what actually happens to it. Won't be people, it won't be people, it won't be the validation, it won't be people coming, it won't be the comments, it won't be the likes, it won't be anything. It will be only you in the end, towards
It's
the end,
all about you.
who will make it. It will be you. If you believe in yourself, if you will work on yourself, it will all happen. Like, as I said, that I didn't know if I'll be here, but it was all in the belief. Coming from a very small town, Sri Ganganagar, Rajasthan, where there was no source, nothing, but all I wanted to do is do something in my life. So
Yeah.
take risk.
Like, dive 100% right into the uncomfort zone and be
Yeah.
comfortable with it. That's the hard way, and that's the easiest way as well.
And if you feel like crying, please cry.
Yeah.
Please.
On that note, let's wind it up.
Yay, let's
Wow.
go!
We enjoyed conversation.
We also, it was very smooth.
Loved being here.
Yeah, I mean, till yesterday we were not sure about what we are going to do.
Yeah.
But it's fine. And thanks for giving your time and some interesting, advices also. Then your memories also. And I'm wishing you all the best from my team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. It was beautiful being here. Thank you guys for watching us. I hope you like this.
Yeah, and us. Keep supporting.
Yeah. See you. Bye-bye.